My first summer in America was a time of discovery and making new friends. A little girl in our neighborhood had also been adopted from an orphanage in Russia. Her name was Mara, and she had two American brothers, Josh and Adam. Mara and I were about the same age, but because of being around her brothers, she was learning English faster than I was. So she often translated words and explained things that were totally new and strange to me. For anyone watching the four of us play together, we must have seemed an odd group, flipping back and forth from English to Russian between our giggles and laughter. I spent many days with Mara and her brothers in our suburban Maryland neighborhood. I learned all about America from Adam and Josh and compared notes with Mara about our new lives. We watched cartoons together and played hide and seek, croquet, and chutes and ladders. Mom bought a wading pool for me, and the four of us spent the hot summer days splashing around in the cool, clear water. I loved the feeling of water around me and could spend hours just floating and looking up at the clouds in the sky. Aw. Mara and her brothers talked about going swimming and trips to the beach, but I had never learned how to swim, so Mom thought I should take swimming lessons. Besides the fact that I loved to play in the water, she also believed it might make me stronger and healthier. She called local swim clubs and instructors, but one by one, they all turned us away. Impossible, they said. She can't even walk. How can she possibly swim? One day, Mom had an idea. Hello, I understand that you are the best swimming instructor in town. Can you teach anyone to swim? Of course, I can teach any child to swim, the woman replied in a self assured tone. Perhaps you could teach my little girl. She isn't very good with her legs. Mom made no mention that I couldn't walk. Yes, yes, of course, not a problem. The next day, Mom and I arrived at the local swimming pool to meet my new swim instructor. When the instructor saw me in a wheelchair, her face dropped and then tightened in a look of embarrassment. My apologies. I didn't know. I'm so sorry, but I can't teach her, she said uncomfortably. I mean, she can't walk. What does walking have to do with swimming? Mom asked. But the woman responded, hold on. Tell you what, I will pay you for 4 lessons, Mom said, looking down at me, hoping the money and my eager smile was enough to convince her. Try it for a couple of lessons, and if you still don't want to teach Tatyana to swim, then you can keep the rest of the money. The woman was quiet for a moment, sizing me up. Well, okay, she agreed reluctantly. Tatyana, would you like to get into the water? She asked delicately, as if she was concerned she might upset me. Yes, Sama, I announced enthusiastically. Already dressed in a bathing suit, I quickly wheeled myself over to the pool and plopped down to the edge. Without a moment's hesitation, I threw myself into the crystal blue water. I wasn't scared at all. I laughed and pushed myself away from the edge, splashing and swinging my arms, and then sunk like a rock. The instructor fished me out. I was all smiles. The woman looked over at my mom in surprise. Most young children she coached were usually afraid of the water the first time they got into a pool. Gingerly dipping one toe in, slowly backing themselves down the ladder and into the pool, but not me. I took to the water like a goldfish. Not only did I complete my first 4 lessons, but I went back every weekend for the rest of the summer.